Hi, friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. Oh, boy. I was just watching the Mia Farrow, Woody Allen part 2 of the doc. I still have about 10 minutes left in the second episode, so we're not going to talk about it until tomorrow, but it is so fucked up that I need to take a minute watching it. It's so upsetting. And so, yeah, we will talk about that tomorrow. So if anybody who's interested, make sure you watch that tonight. Again, that is Farrow versus Allen, or Allen v. Farrow, I think is the name of it. And it's HBO Max, I believe. I watch it on the Xfinity. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Let me look. I have it open in my other tab. It's Allen v. Farrow. I'm watching it on HBO Max. And God, oh my God, it is such a mind trip. But that is not what we are talking about on this show today. We are talking about the Golden Globes, not just about the actual show, but about the Globes in general. This is 351 shows that we have done today. We are on 351. Thank you to Rob for the reminder. We are at March 1st. It is a Monday, and we are taking off running. Anybody who was with me last night for the World Girls Blurred in the Hood crossover event is probably feeling super hungover today, or is wondering how hungover I am today. And the answer is ow. 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 It was a long night. It was really fun though, and I think we had a lot of great stuff. We also announced our slate for March, and we've got a killer month. We are doing a full marathon stream. We have a 3-hour, I'm actually only doing a 30-minute show today because we have a 3-hour meeting today for World Girls about what exactly, how that's breaking down. So we'll be able to let you guys know a little more about that. Plus, now you guys know that we have a sushi mukbang episode coming up, Steph birthday party, and so much more. So if you're not watching World Girls yet, what the fuck are you doing? Get on that shit. And last night was really, truly wild. Thank you guys for being so respectful about the whole situation. I appreciate and love you guys. Brittany Parker says, I don't get hangovers. Brittany, everybody who says that just has not been drunk enough. I'm telling you, my whole life people have said to me, I don't get hangovers. And then I'm like, drink with me for a night. There's no such thing as people who don't get hangovers. There's just no such thing. Big Mo Podcast says, I'm still recovering too, Rocks. LOL. It was a doozy. Getting your Streamlabs now, getting your super chats now. We're also going to be talking about Lady Gaga, whose dog walker made a statement. We haven't done an update on this in a minute, so I wanted to update you guys there. And then also Seth Rogen has a cannabis brand that's coming out. I was not aware of that. Plus, I officially ordered a couch today. It is supposed to come in 3 weeks. Fingers crossed, so I'll be couchless for 3 weeks, and then hopefully I'll have a couch. It is blue. I'm feeling swaggy. I'm trying to make it's a whole thing. I've got a whole vibe planned. I got a whole life and vibe planned in this new place. It's got great energy in here. It's got great bones, and I will say I'm really, really happy to be out of my old place. I was tired of living with rats. I was tired of living with spiders. You guys don't even have any idea how many spiders were in there by the time I left. I was tired of living with landlords who were really, really mean to me and tried to make my life hell for many reasons. And I'm just happy to be out, and it feels like a new chapter. You know, I'm now living in a place where it's mine. It's got a little more space, a lot more space. And I can do a lot of things with that space. I know it's a little echoey on the mic right now as I'm figuring out what to do and where to start shooting. I think I'm going to start shooting upstairs instead of down here. This is closer to the internet. So I got a lot of things to plan. Be patient with me. We have 15 more days of Live at the Roxy in this iteration. And then we've got a whole new show coming to you guys. So we got a lot to figure out. In the meantime, we've got today's show. So I'm going to start with some of the Streamlabs. Again, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the Golden Globes. As I mentioned, it is the first day of March. I cannot believe how fast this month is flying by. And that means that our first Streamlabs of the day is coming from, you guessed it, none other than Glenn Caesar, who says, continuing to say it, Miles Cosgrove, Brett Hankerson, Jonathan Mattingly, arrest the cops who killed Breonna Taylor, all three of them, for killing Breonna Taylor, just for all the people who've lost their lives due to excessive force. Hashtag say their names. Hello and good afternoon. Roxy Rocks, RJ Skittles, Chunk, GPS, Misdirection, Silver, the Elf, Zilla, Queen Badges, Dimples, Schmodown Modi. Much love to you. Grammy and Pablo, thanks again for hanging out with us today. Peace, bunnies, hugs, and good stuff to you and yours. Remember, you're kind, you're smart, you're unique, and being so unselfishly loving and supportive of others, including internet strangers or strangers on the internet or not, makes you humane. As such, your story is important, deserves to be seen and heard. You're appreciated. Thank you. I will tell you guys that I yesterday got the vaccination for Grammy and Papo, and we did that yesterday morning. And as of an hour ago, when I checked in with them, they still feel 0 symptoms, and that's their second vaccination. I said, "Do you feel anything?" She said, "Nope." Some tips and tricks in case anybody is getting a second vaccination or has somebody close to them getting a second vaccination. We heard that you really need to stay hydrated, that it helps flush everything through. So I had them drinking a ton of liquids. Doesn't really matter. Water, iced tea, Arnold Palmer, lemonade, just tons of liquids. And they have felt nothing. They felt nothing with the shot. They felt no repercussions afterwards, which made me feel really good. Again, for anybody who didn't listen to this before, they got the Pfizer vaccine. So they got their first shot, felt nothing. They got their second shot yesterday. Both Grammy and Pablo still feel nothing, which I'm so, so happy to hear, which is awesome. Really, really positive things. And Grammy, who is just severely, severely depressed right now, I'm just really excited for her to be able to live life a little bit more. They say that it takes 2 weeks to be fully effective. And so after that, I told her, I'm like, we're going to lunch, we're going to dinner, we're going to walk on the beach or anything, just anything. I keep reminding her how much life there is after this. So for any of you guys who have people in your life who are elderly or struggling with what's going on, just keep trying to remind them that there is life after this. And it looks pretty. I just know it does. Speaking of looking pretty, my favorite human being, Janine the Machine, Janine Bryce says, today's Machine Mondays is all about why I love you, Rocks, and why we're going to make things happen. Love you, lady. Oh, I gotta look at my texts with you. Janine is just the shit. I'm so obsessed with her. And Machine Mondays are the shit too. So just, yes, only good vibes here. New apartment, new vibes, new energy. New year. I know it's March, but it feels like it's January still. So new year. And that's what we're going with. That's what we're going with. I'm sticking to it. Going back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Ace Money in here says, great crossover last night. The best part is how irritated Jay got with Winston being so drunk. He told him that he wouldn't remember anything and to just let him run the show. The first thing Winston said today on SEN was how he didn't remember anything. That's amazing. I'm in a group text right now with the 3 Whirl Girls and the 2 Blurreds. And I think people are struggling to remember things. I mean, it's so good. I mean, we all, at the end there, I will tell you guys, I was pouring baby shots because I was feeling it. The only thing that kept me going was my cannabis. Sometimes you got to get high to get by, you know? And that is only for the people who can do that. For the people who are sober, because we've got a lot of sober rock stars, and you guys are the real rock stars. Well, you're all real rock stars, but that was just a saying that I just threw out there. Don't let anybody take that saying and take that for truth. You don't have to get high to get by. You have to be high on life and all of the other things. But I, for one, was very drunk last night and probably made a bit of a fool of myself. These things happen. Danny MF. Whoa, Danny M is now officially Danny MF, and I love it. This is just because we need to take a second to talk about how stunning Anya Taylor-Joy looked last night. Stunning to the max. I smell what the Rocks is cooking. Oh, Danny, yeah, she did. That green dress was fire. And we will certainly be talking about the Globes momentarily, but she definitely deserves that shout out. So I'm glad you gave it to her. Jimmy Nails in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Jimmy Nails says, Roxy, just wanted you to know you made a fan of me when you opened with your openness last night. You are a blessing to us out there on the digital ocean. You have only good things in your future. Thanks, Jimmy Nails. You're awesome. I appreciate you asking your question, and I won't repeat necessarily what you said here because I know that that stream goes away and it's a completely different vibe. But what I will say is that I think only good things are in your future as well. And I hope that my openness inspires people to be open. I feel ashamed of very little in my current life. I feel ashamed of things from my past, and I work very hard every day to not feel any shame about anything in my current life because I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling of waking up and thinking like, fuck, or whatever it is. And I can relate to that so much for anybody who is going through anything right now. Not that you are, Jimmy, but just saying I've worked really hard to be open for the purpose of I don't have that fear or that shame, and I only try to make decisions that I feel proud of these days. So yeah, all of that and more here live at the Roxy. Getting your Streamlabs, getting your super chats, people, as we transition to talking a little bit about the Golden Globes. So somehow in my drunken stupor last night, I was like, fuck it, let me watch the Golden Globes after they had aired. So I watched the majority of the Golden Globes last night, and I did so more as an experiment than a joyful thing. I got an email last night from, I do this show, I've told you guys about this radio show in St. Louis on Monday mornings, and I got an email from them saying that we were going to be talking about the Globes, and I was like, all right, Rox, sack up, pull yourself together and do as much Globes research as you can do. So I was looking into the Globes, and when I was watching it, I was kind of just like, what is this award show at this point? It's so strange because it's the combination of both TV and movies, the way they split up their categories with comedy and musical. It's cooler. It's cool because at least comedies and musicals are being recognized, whereas opposed to the Oscars don't recognize comedies very often. They do recognize musicals more often. But at the same time, it's just like a bizarre deviation of how awards go sometimes. Also, the way that they last night, Seven Bunnies, if you watched, so I know how many of you guys watched, Amy Poehler and Tina Fey are two of the most talented people on the planet. The way that they last night were making fun of the foreign press, what is it called? Hollywood Foreign Press. The way that they were making fun of the Hollywood Foreign Press while they were representing the Hollywood Foreign Press, talking about how of the 87 members or however many it is in the Hollywood Foreign Press, not one of them is black. And then you've got two white hosts like dicking on that, being like, but they're going to do better, right? The whole thing was like, this is kind of cringe. I'm glad you guys addressed it. I'm shocked that they let you guys be as candid about it as you were, but it was just kind of like, just a little strange. There's a lot of technical difficulties. Speaking of which, apparently, according to you guys, no playback. Apparently, according to you guys, I'm having technical difficulties right now too. Let me check it out. Let's see what's going on. When I watch it back on my end, it looks good. You guys tell me. Is it just videos off a bit here too? Maybe refresh? Huh. Why aren't they matching? Let's see. Let's do a speed test to my new place. Speed test. That was really stupid. I X'd out of I tried to do speed test and then I X'd out of the StreamYard to do a speed test. So that's what happened. I just hit the wrong button. I'm still doing a speed test though. So that will tell me, no, everything should be in sync. Maybe now that I left and came back. That was so fucking stupid. You guys ever doing like too many things at once, or just your brain is not fully working and then you do something like that? Yeah, my upload's at an 11, so I should be fine. Wow, I can't believe I X'd out of the live stream to go do the speed test. Yeah, I just hit the wrong button. But as I'm watching this, for those of you guys who said it's glitchy, I'm watching it back and I look good. I mean, I don't actually look good. I look like I've been hit by a car, but it doesn't seem out of sync for me. Jake says still out of sync. Jake, did you close out and refresh? Close out and refresh. Let me look at this shit. Everything's coming up roses for me. I don't know what to say. It's good for now. All right. Well, that's just, I don't know what to tell you, Jake, or the rest of you guys. Andrew says doesn't match at times. There's nothing I can do about it. So I'm not a tech genius. I'm just live the same way that I'm live every day and I have great upload and download. So maybe it's a YouTube thing right now. I do not know what to say. And that my video, Jake's like, but your video's glitchy. Jake, what the fuck do you want me to do, honey? What do you guys want me to do? I'm doing the best I can. And there's not really much more that I can do, so you can, in the nicest way possible, if it's annoying, then you could stop watching because I don't have any options. I can only do what I can do because I'm just doing the best that I can. Or I can go off if you guys are saying that it's bad enough that you can't watch it. Jose says, as long as we can hear you, you're fine. Haha. Oh, Jose is so sweet. Thanks, Jose. I appreciate you. Well, you let me know then if you can't hear me. And then I'll leave. So that. In the meantime, streamlabs.com/RCStrider. Good thing it'll be a shorter show today anyway. At least somebody in the Streamlabs says, listen, no shade. I love Steph and I still want her to be mayor of LA, but I'm not convinced that she was taking all those shots. She didn't seem that drunk and she seemed great this morning on SEN. Review the tape. Regardless, great job. Love all of you. I don't know. She seemed a little buzzed to me because then she shut down and wasn't answering some of the questions and stuff. So there was that. I don't know. Listen. There was 10 shots and I'm telling you, at the end, I was having baby shots, except one that was overflowing. And then I was like, oh my God, I might die right now. But it was, even though it was 10 shots, it was over the course of 4.5 hours. So at least that's, oh my God, when I think about it, I'm not doing well. So I have to not talk about the booze. I have to not talk about the booze. Jose says, Steph conspiracy. Totally. Wow. Ace Money starting a conspiracy. Maybe she just holds it really well. I held my own last night. Yeah, I did my best. I held my own. All right. And we have to start thinking of other things we could do, $100 shots is cool, but then maybe there's $50 karaoke or some shit. Because these shots are getting a lot. They're a lot. Pig Sweets wants to know if this is a smaller version of the Star Necklace. This is Grammy's Star of David. So the Star of David is the star in the Jewish faith. It's kind of like a cross for Christians. And when she went into the hospital, when she was going to the X-ray, she couldn't wear this. And so she gave it to me to put on to give back to her. And then I keep fucking up and forgetting every time I see her to give it back. But I keep wearing it every day because every day that I see her, I just keep forgetting it. So that's on me. And I will give it back to her. Pink Sweet says it's cute and I want it. Pink Sweets, welcome to the tribe, baby. You are absolutely welcome to have it. A couple other things that I wanted to mention I don't know if you can hear the lawnmower. My food's almost here. I mean, this is a fucking wash. But a couple other things that I did want to mention that were going on for the Globes. Jason Sudeikis with that fucking sweatshirt thing was amazing. I mean, that was amazing. I adored him. And there were some really good speeches last night. But the whole thing just feels weird. it feels weird and it feels off. And it feels like, I don't know. It feels like I don't know why the Globes exist. And then like Hollywood shits on it. But then anytime somebody wins, they're so honored to win. And if I won, I would feel so honored to win too. $2 million were donated to the frontline supporters, I believe, last night. So that's really good. But I just can't tell where I'm at with the Globes in general at this point. How are you guys feeling? Is this a legitimate award show, or award shows legitimate in general? Do you have any thoughts on the Globes? Let me know. In the meantime, Glenn Caesar says positive thoughts to you, RJ, and all the rock stars who show up here and give their support whenever, however they can. Don't forget, when it gets tough, even if you're by yourselves, you're not alone. Everyone is battling. Keep on fighting. Great with this sound. You're a winner. Saying it again. Let's fucking go. Smets and everyone fighting for today. Tomorrow, more hashtag Smash Cancer. Be most excellent, RJ and rock stars. Show up for people who need it. That makes you so, so cool, humane, and worthy. Cheers to fuck yeah news in 2021 and beyond. Thanks, Glenn, my dear. I'm trying to think of any other moments that really stood out. I thought that there were some major snubs. I think Unorthodox was snubbed. I get that people love Queen's Gambit, but I thought Unorthodox was really snubbed. Let's deal with my Postmates because the show is just already interesting. Hello?
Yeah, Postmates is outside.
Oh, great. Is there any way you could just leave it at the door?
Yeah, I can bring it up. I'm just trying to make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay.
Thank you. I took it off because I felt like she was about to just say my address. So that would have been fascinating. Hopefully she just leaves it at the door. We will see how that goes down. Thank you guys for sticking with me through it. Andrew Thomas says, hey, beautiful Roxy, it was good for the late Chadwick Boseman to win an award and couldn't care less for the awards in general. It was really sweet. His wife, his widow's speech was really sweet. She talked about what he would have said, which I thought was great. That was definitely the highlight of the night. Sacha Baron Cohen had some really funny speeches. Both of his speeches made me laugh as he dicked on politicians, which I always think is funny. And Mark Ruffalo was very passionate and emboldened in his speech. The speeches were fine. The tech issues were weird. The bits were kind of weird. I don't know. The Globes are bizarre. They're so strange. Pink Sweets says, I don't watch, but from what I saw, it did feel a little phony, but the speech from Chadwick's wife was beautiful. Yeah, and if it's just for that, Jane Fonda, what is she making now? Grace and Frankie. That show is awesome. Even if just for Chadwick's wife's speech, though, it did feel worth it. So I really, really loved watching and listening to that. A couple other things before we get out of here. A couple more Streamlabs and then some more topics that I want to talk about. JB says, I grew up watching the Globes and the Oscars. It's the first year I will skip the award shows and will continue to do so. It's become a platform for celebrities to talk about their political beliefs or their current social justice trending in Twitter. I don't mind that. I know some people do, JB, but for me, if you have a platform, I think you're allowed to do whatever you want with it. And because they've made a name for themselves and they get the time, to me, no matter what they say, if they're pro whatever, I think that they get to do with that time what they will. But I hear you, JB, and I think that the majority think the way that you do. Jake Yakavetta in the Streamlabs says, I didn't mean to sound like I was throwing any shade. No, you didn't, Jake. There's nothing I can do. The stream is still fine. I was just letting you know. Also, I still feel bad about spelling Darina's name wrong on the overlay. Hold on. We got to get to the Postmates. Hello? Yeah. I'll just grab it in like 10 minutes. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hopefully that works. Spelling Darina's name wrong on the overlay. When I 100% know how it's spelled, I was a little tipsy too. Jake, no worries. You do all that stuff for us. You are amazing. We appreciate you. We adore you. And you could do no wrong. You got this. Yeah. All right. That's enough about the Globes and about the spelling of Darina's name. Although, get it right. Get it right. Let's talk about Gaga's dog walker who made a statement. So you guys know this story was crazy. Gaga's dog walker walking Gaga's 3 dogs was shot. The 2 of the dogs were kidnapped. They have miraculously gotten the dogs back, and the dog walker has described his experience as a very close call with death. His name is Ryan Fisher, and he's not only a dog walker, but he's a friend of Gaga's. He was shot in the altercation last week that ended with the two of the singer's 3 French bulldogs being stolen. And speaking out publicly for the first time since the attack in a pair of Instagram posts Monday, which is today, Fisher said that he's still in he's still in recovery from a very close call with death and is humbled and grateful for the outpouring of support since the shooting. He thanked the first responders, including neighbors who summoned help, the LA Police Department, and Lady Gaga for her support. He said, quote, "Your babies are back and the family is whole. We did it. You've shown so much support throughout this whole crisis to both me and my family, but your support as a friend, despite your own traumatic loss from your kids, was unwavering. I love you and thank you." Last Friday, the 2 dogs that were stolen were returned to the LAPD by a woman who had not been named. Lady Gaga offered $500,000 for the safe return of the dogs, named Koji and Gustav. Listen, $500,000 is a lot of fucking money, but this story is crazy. I'm so happy that this dog walker is okay. I wonder what Gaga does for him. I mean, you got to think she buys him like a house or something after this. Like something nuts. I mean, at least a sick ass car, because this motherfucker got shot trying to protect your dogs. People are nuts. Who the fuck does that? Who is out there in this world? Anytime that I don't understand what somebody's talking about in this world, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, oh, there are people out there who are kidnapping dogs and shooting people for them. So no shit that I don't understand everybody. That shit's crazy. Also, just notifying you guys about Seth Rogen's new weed company. This is dropping this week. He let us know. And when I say he let us know, I mean us as in on social media. It's called Houseplant. And it's the second he launched it, I guess the site immediately crashed because that's how many people were going over there. But it's not officially rolling out in California until next week. So he's got a little bit of time to figure this out. He said, almost 10 years ago, I envisioned having my own weed company. And today I say that my company Houseplants Weed will be available in California next week. Also, Houseplant is making lovely house goods like ashtrays, lighters, and yes, even ceramics. We've seen that he's been doing ceramics recently. Obviously, we've seen him as a cannabis supporter and user over the past. Pineapple Express, Knocked Up, like all those things. And yeah, he showed in a picture, he said, this is our pancake ice sativa. All of our strains are named after weather systems like we did in Pineapple Express. Our pancake ice is what I smoke all day. It's over 33% THC, which is very heavy THC for a plant, not just for an extract. So my dad has a hard and fast rule that he doesn't smoke anything less than 25%. I don't understand people like that. But hey, 33% would get you nice and baked. Wow. Yeah, he shared the news to his Twitter followers and the site immediately crashed. But this is exciting. There's a lot of people who have huge cannabis companies. I feel like I would trust his a lot. And I definitely will be checking this out and reviewing it and letting you guys know how it is. So those of you guys who are in California can try it as well. All right, that's it for me. Getting the fuck out of here. Going to get my food. Going to get my World Girls meeting. Much love to all of you guys. Sorry that this has been out of sync. I just want to get out of here so that I can put you out of your misery. Hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. I got to look into the internet over here. If that's a problem, that's going to be a fucking problem. But I'll do my best to love and support y'all anyway. Put down those toilet seats and the lids. Make sure you don't get those plumes everywhere. Make your bed. Don't trend with the Holocaust. All of that great stuff. Much love to all of you guys. And I will see you live on SCN tomorrow for the all vagina episode, and tomorrow after that, live at the Roxy. Much love, homies.